And welcome to another episode of Stock Talk. I am your host, Mike, and with me I have Kage.
Hi there.
Kage, we got a decent show planned for you today. I got some, I don't know what you got cooking on there, but I've got some organic Kirkland coconut water I'm going to swig down during the show there. You ever had this tasty treat yet or no?
I've had it before. It's okay as far as coconut water goes.
You're not into the
I usually prefer I usually prefer still water. I don't necessarily prefer coconut water over still water. So.
Yeah, I heard you like beer too.
No, beer is something that makes you fat, and to be quite honest, liquid bread does not interest me, I'm afraid.
Liquid bread's not for you.
Well, that's it. That's what beer is. It's liquid bread.
Yeah. So, anyways, we're gonna go on to the first stock here. It's looks like a decent one. I hope I get it right. Tencent Music Entertainment Group. Last tick was $4 and 405. Year-to-date chart on this thing, as you can see with the screen share. Hopefully you do, unless the net is freaking torched for me. Symbol on this one is TME. TME. And going from the charts, obviously you could see from 2021. Then you have your market correction, and you are down here. So let me just do a sneak preview of this. Are we going to see a bunch of bag holder pissed off people on this one or no?
My guess is probably. There are maybe a couple of bullish people that may have gotten in it like recently for this stock. Maybe in like what is it, March or something, and it hasn't necessarily gone too far down. Or maybe they got in like mid-May, maybe.
The charts look pretty decent. You have your resistance here as it comes up, and then you have your drop off, but that has to do with the market correction. Then you have some shorts here. Then you see the resistance and the climb. So if you are a swing trader here, this thing looks pretty decent. Obviously, if you got to the hype and the pump up the gem right here, and you bought in right here, you're probably going to be on the troll end when you're coming down to here, and I'm sure we're possibly going to see some troll takes there. So speaking of which, what do you got on the twits as far as what the real traders are saying on stock twits?
How about this take from Andy222? He says bullish TME. Next up, 5 USD. If we pass 4.4, the S gonna fly, and shorts will have to cover if they clever.
Kage, would that
Also,
be shit?
hoping the management is buying tons at these levels. Let's go.
Let's go, Brandon?
I know it's not that. No. It's just
no.
nice. Let's go.
So Tencent Music Entertainment Group engages in the operation of music and online entertainment platform. The platform comprises of online music, online karaoke, and music-centric streaming products. The company was founded on June 6, 2012, and is headquartered in the People's Republic of your favorite China. I wonder how the lockdowns are affecting. Apparently, the lockdowns aren't affecting this because I guess people, when stuff hits the fan there, they're going to be watching TV and entertainment and all that kind of stuff. So let's see here. Going into the news. What do you got? What else do you got there on the twits as far as what people were saying there?
How about this take from Elders? He says bullish. OCGN January 24th, $7.5 call. POS 117.
What kind of POS was he talking about?
I guess he was talking about like regulatory designations, I guess.
Yeah, I'm pouring some more coconut water. I think this once you get me into the Beijing stocks, I'm going to pour the coconut water and freaking get some product demo going on for my friends over at Influencer. They'll see this upload there, and they'll maybe we'll get some products to try out, because I think I'll be showing them this coconut water there on this one there, even though everybody's had this, but that's what I do. I demo products as well. Zacks Investment Research says this is has from buy rating to sell. They're saying sell. Do you think that has something to do with the China news there? And because they're reporting very, very bad economic growth, according to, now this isn't playing in the alphabets here. Now, and you never know what I'm going to say on the show because last week it got banned. This is one of the top stock shows that got banned. You know, it's not a top stock show, but I can say I am one of the stock shows that has been restricted. I don't see anybody else with the pom poms out there that's been restricted. Have you?
Not exactly. No. I guess
So would you say,
they want to have everyone play by their rules or not play at all, I guess.
would you say this is a banned show, banned material sometimes because we don't carry the cooler for anybody?
I think it's a show that wants to spread the truth, and sometimes for some people the truth
Truth
offends
hurts.
and they can't handle it.
Yeah. According to Zach's, Tencent Music Entertainment Group provides online music entertainment platform primarily in China. The company offers, we already talked about that, but they're also, the entertainment group is based in Shenzhen, China. I thought we saw some stuff because the Lao Beijing, they're big fans of the show and they're big followers on Getter there. I didn't know if you knew that. We have a big following with some of the Chinese people there in China. Did you know that?
No, not really, no.
Yeah,
But
if you go to
my
our,
thoughts and prayers are with them, so
yeah, and if you go to our Getter account, you can see a lot of followers from the Lao Beijing. They love the truth and they come to our news page to look at that all the time because we post straight up stuff, no spin, just signal, not noise, just like the war room there. So several other research analysts also weighed into on this stock. Citigroup lowered their. You noticed I had a sigh there, Kage. They lowered their price target shares for Tencent Music, Tencent, just kidding, Entertainment from 850 to 710. I wonder why. Why do you think that is?
I think it has something to do with how the music industry is going right now.
You wouldn't think that's anything to do with like what the lockdowns and how the economic growth is in China right now.
Well, everything boils down to that, I'm afraid.
I'm
I'm
thinking it's
just
that,
wondering as far
and
as specifically, but yeah, I think it does boil down to that.
well, and the other thing too, Kage, is that some of the information I'm presenting, we're going to be lucky if this video possibly could be getting on YouTube because they'll just go to private mode and they'll just cancel it out if they don't like what I'm saying. So hopefully the best this does show up there. It looks like the Goldman Sachs Group assumed the coverage on shares of Tencent Music Entertainment Group research report on Sunday, April 10th. They said a sell rating of 5.6 price target. And JP Morgan Chase lowered their price target shares for Tencent Music Entertainment Group from $6 to $3.50 in a research report March 14th. As far as household bank, they have a great track record there, don't they, Kage, from 2008? I'm bashing on all the heavy hitters.
Irony is dripping out of your mouth.
Yeah, I'm going to get us banned here for all the stuff I'm saying, but hey, you got to call it. You got to call it out there. So I'm going to pour some more coconut water. Toast to the show there. It looks like 3 research analysts have rated the stock as a sell rating, 9 have issued a hold rating, and 2 have issued a buy rating. This thing's all over the board there. You got market beat. The company presented a consensus rating on hold, and the average price target was $8.67. This article was written 5 days ago. What do you have on the twits there, Kage?
How about this take from Alan R? He says TME bullish. With 500 to 600 M net profit per year plus 4 billion in cash, OT should be traded between $30 worst case scenario to $100. It's so funny to see short sellers for so successful company while it traded in a value of small and unprofitable pharma. Their bank will give them a call soon because they will not have enough cash to cover their position here. Soon to be $15 to $20.
What have we always said with some of the? You got to be really careful with some of these ones specifically coming from the CCP, just because they are highly manipulated and like you've learned from this show. When you do something and you're say chummy with the Chinese Communist Party, what happens is that if other people get taken, what happens is I think it's like what did we say? It was like an eighth or 10% of, maybe a fifth of the percent, 0.5% of your losses compared. So you're not getting 100% when stuff happens from them if you invest in anything, if they're loyal to the CCP, as far as the person that you are doing business with and you happen to get hosed. If that all makes sense in my little rant and ramble. What else do you have there, Kage?
How about this take from High Flyer? He says, TME, this stock sucks the way I see it. The whole year is bad. June is coming around. The goal is to survive this year. All the shorts from the top has huge profits, and they are not letting go easily.
Yeah, someone got in on. I had a funny feeling going into this, Kage. As soon as I saw Beijing, and then I saw the top end in 2021, and then you saw the dropout there. You knew it was going to be these boards were going to come in hot there. What else do you got there? You got any bear takes or anything with people bringing receipts or?
Not that I can see them bringing receipts.
Okay, so what I have here is the company had revenue of 6.64 billion for the quarter compared to analyst expectations of 6.65. So they fell a little short there. Not by much though, but during that same quarter the previous year, the company posted a 0.09 EPS. The firm's quarterly revenue was down 15.1% over year basis. I'm thinking that the reason why everybody's lowering expectations is because of what the CCP reported as far as their economic growth. Wouldn't you say there, Kage?
Yeah, I don't really like them doing this whole manipulation.
No, well, that's been that's just there is speculation and arguments of should they kick them out of the stock market, but your heavy hitter corporations are not going to do that, obviously, because of the tentacles that they have across everywhere. And you can't say a lot of things on here. My zipper on my lips is a little bit tied because we do want to make the show on, so we'll keep it at that. Interesting enough here, your favorite company, it looks like the Canada Pension Plan Investment Board now owns 36,083,557 shares. The company's stock value is 175,727,000 after purchasing additional 617,300 shares last quarter. BlackRock boosted its holdings in Tencent Music Entertainment Group by 6.2% first quarter. BlackRock owns 29,826,915 shares of the company, value at 145,258,000 after purchasing an additional 1,729 shares of their favorite company. Vanguard boosted its holding, and we're not. This is a Kage. You know what we're seeing here? Of course, a lot of them are doing what they're doing because they're getting in on the cheap stuff. Maybe they know something about how long China, some of the lockdowns and things. Obviously, they got in on the cheap stuff and advanced themselves, wouldn't you say?
I'd have to say that's relatively a good take of what they did.
What else do you have on the Twitter?
How about this take from Tickeron? He always brings his receipts, and he says,
Tickeron's on this one?
Yeah, he's got a little chart in the setup, and it's mostly going downward in the momentum.
What's he got going down? He's not invested in this one. Is he just giving a take on there? Because Tickeron,
I think he's just giving it a take. TME enters a downtrend as momentum indicator dropped below the 0 level on May 24th. And he's got his chart in the comments. So
is Tickeron coming in hot that he's bearing this thing, or he's just not taking a stand on this one at all?
I think he's not taking a stand on that one.
He's just trying to provide information like he normally does.
I think he's just trying to give people a good heads up of what's really happening and just give them a fair berth, fair shake.
Are there any of the heavy hitters out there that normally come in with receipts on here that you're noticing or anything besides Tickeron?
Here's a take from Mr. Nasty Pits. He says bearish for this one.
Dude,
he's got a link to
don't you love the
job
names on
prices
this?
for Chinese graduates, offers dry up in tech in his comments. And he says, well done on regulatory crackdown on tech firms, not forgetting state media platforms and citizens riding on moral high horses, firing bullets on their own big tech companies.
That's not the
What
only thing.
comes around goes around. Unemployed rate on the rise.
If people only knew, Kage, what I know about big tech right now, which I can't tell on the channel because I'll get banned. Oh man, just guys, just watch your wallets. That's all I'm gonna say, and watch your pennies. Let me get a drink here real quick. What else do you got on there?
How about this from High Flyer? He says,
I don't want to
TME,
get censored.
I was blindsided. That is too bad for me. Tencent Holdings Limited is currently the largest shareholder with 51% of shares outstanding. For context, the second largest shareholder holds about 8.4% of the shares outstanding,
Yeah,
followed
plus all
3.0
the
by the
heavy
third
hitters.
largest shareholder. This is definitely machine learning correlation trend following.
It's interesting that all the big dogs, so as this is at the cheap end now, they're just gobbling all of it up, and that's one of the things you got to worry about there too, without trying to get the video banned or anything. But you got a lot of these pensions tied to over there, and just it's just not a good situation. I'll just say that there. Tencent Music Entertainment Group. This article is from the Market Insider. They're the leading online audio entertainment platform in China. They received their first digital commemorative trophy in the Chinese music industry. Look at that. It's on the screen if you could see it, and I just went and got off of it by accident. It's to be announced on a quarterly basis. A digital commemorative trophy aims to honor individuals and groups who contribute to promoting industry progress. Did anybody have that on their Kage? Nobody had anything about the trophy?
Nothing about the trophy that I'm seeing, no.
Well, this show is showing the trophy. We're waving it far and wide for them. Looks like TME created a trophy to show its gratitude to music creators, professional and music lovers, encouraging people to continue to create valuable content and initiative for the whole industry. TME announced 11 trophies for the first batch. One trophy went to Leslie Chung, legendary concert video, which was remastered in advanced AI technology to bring back the passionate memories for fans from 22 years ago for fans. One trophy was the first batch of users for TME Land celebrated their efforts in building the new virtual music world TME that went to 141 groups and artists who jointly produced an 8-hour online streaming concert relay. Every participant of the Shape of Music project was named in goodwill and charity. In addition, multiple indie musicians received honor in their highly quality works of music creation inspired by vinyl records and trophies design incorporated. Sorry, what else you got on the twits there? That was a decent read there, wasn't it, Kage? So now you learned something that you didn't know about the company.
How about this take from Pennystock07? He says, TME, guys, I'm really bullish, but this annoys, I know. The whole market is red, but Geenly, Tencent Holdings, and Co. are everyday green, and TME, no. Very good firm with money in its pocket. They should trade between $10 and $15.
I'm not going to disagree with him, but I am going to. I don't think he is far off, and I'm not gonna, guys. I don't like it, but I'm gonna say if there is these big dogs coming in here and grabbing on the cheap, there is something to be said about that. They don't just come and gobble up shares like they're doing. So they must know something. But they could be who knows what they got going on cooking. But his take is a decent take and it is fair. For me, it's a stay away. But that's just where I'm at because it's not my style of where I like to be on these kind of things. It's just not my type of company. But don't troll me and don't come back here and troll me and Kage say, hey, you guys didn't like it. I didn't say it was not a good investment. All I'm saying is that it's a stay away for me because I don't like to deal with over there. It's just I try to stay away as much as possible. What do you got, Kage?
For this one, I'd give it a wide berth. I'd say watch it, but I would say be distant with this stock for the
Yeah.
meanwhile.
I trust what's in this coconut water more than I trust the stock. Let's just say that. So, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I trust the potassium in this water more than I trust that. So that I know that I have to eat a banana than not drink coconut water to get as much potassium. So anyway, that was your stupid joke and dumb joke for the time. Do you got anything else to add or no?
No, I don't have anything else to add. I'm just gonna peace out on this one.
Okay, we're just going to move on. We'll be back in two. See in a few. Okay, guys, the next stock we have, bringing up the chart there, Kage, we got IQ. Let's go to the year-to-date on this chart and check a look at this. Yeah, same pattern, obviously. You got the, pour some coconut water here. You got the Q card bounce. How the heck do you even pronounce this, man? IQIY? I don't know. Let someone else come in and correct us on the factcheck.com. The twit checks will check us out for the pronunciation. Last tick was $3.89, negative 2 cents, which is minimal after hours, which is typical there. Go look at this year-to-date chart. You have obviously you have your drops here. You got your resistance come up, and then you got your complete skyfall. That's the Christmas sell-off right there. And then obviously you have your other road bumps. But it's been this whole deal right here. It's been normalized since then. This thing's been swung up and down, and people have had a lot of opportunity here. So without the Q card October 21 dumpy economy bounce, it's doing halfway decent right now. Going into what would you say they do here? They provide entertainment services, attracts massive user base with a tremendous user engagement, as development and diversified monetization model, including membership services and online advertising services and content distribution. Kage, so I can get a drink. What do you got on the twits?
How about this take from Observer Calls? He says IQ. He says latest equity raise should temporarily plug its funding gaps, but its convertible debt obligations and ongoing cash burn remain key concerns.
Not just that, there, Kage. I think there's a theme going on. I don't know if it's a Yahoo theme or the hedge fund themes, but this thing's headquartered in the People's Republic of Hayden District, Heidin, China. How odd was that was going to come up again? Notice the pattern here, how they pop up the patterns, and man, if some of you jump on these patterns, man, this is it's just funny how these play out there. When you do these kind of shows, it's patternific what's been trading there, huh? Pattern-esque what pops up on the net nanny there. It looks like the online advertising, content distribution, online games, live broadcasting, IP licensing, spy programs, Big Brother watch program. No, they don't have that on there, but you can imagine it probably is, though. IP licensing, talent agency, online literature. The firm distinguishes itself from online entertainment industry by technology platform powered advanced by AI, big data analytics, and core proprietary technologies. So there you have it there, Kage, on this one as far as the introduction to that one. What else do you got on the Twitter's feed, the stock Twitters?
How about this take from Glasshouse56? He says bullish IQ. There. Amazing numbers turned profitable in a total surprise and first time ever. Profitability king in this tape. Great buy here, going to north of $5.
Going north of $5, huh? Yeah, until they announce more revenue results there. Then you'll see how far north you go there. No, just kidding. I didn't say that. What else do you have?
How about this take from Odin Horse? He says bullish IQ. The tea leaves should be green today for IQ.
Oh, actually, that's an ironic take there. Did he make that up himself or what?
I think he was being sarcastic, but I can see the irony in it. Yes.
Yeah, that is kind of funny there. I had to go to. I was on Defense World and I got this pop up here for that. It looks like I'm on Seeking Alpha. It says CEO freaking Gmail here, man. Hold on a second. Let me pop that off there. CEO Yugong Q1 2022 results earning calls transcript. This came out May 26, 2022. There's your participants right there, yada, yada. It says, thank you for standing by and welcome to the first quarter 2022 earnings call. We'll go through that summarization. You can go through. I'm not. I'm not. You guys can do the brief summary. I'll introduce you to that. Let's see. Let's go to the financial results here 19 hours ago because that's what you guys really care about. What are you doing for me now? Looks like total revenue RMB 7.3 billion, US 1.1 billion, decreasing 9% year over year. Membership services revenue RMB 4.5 billion. That's 705.4 million, increasing 4% a year. Operating income RMB 93.4, US 14.7 million. Operating income margin was 1% compared to the operating loss of 1 billion and operating loss margin of 13% in the same period. These numbers sound very interesting to you, Kage, and it makes you wonder how much. I'm trying to. I don't know who's in, what heavy players are in this, but we could go down the list. But would you say that some of the our companies, our national hedge house companies, things like that, hedgehogs, you think they're involved in this one too, with this popping up on Yahoo and stuff?
I think they are in too deep with a whole bunch of different stocks, and it's like they want to see turnout, and they want
I
to
wouldn't be surprised.
see their money work for them, and it's not happening.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we popped up on the Google machine to see if these guys picked up on the cheap recently, after they were here, if after there was the sell off in 21, because that's what they do. They go back and they gobble up the stuff. See, when they see you guys talking about how pissed off you are on Twitter and everything, they're just coming in and they're gobbling up the cheap seats. They love getting the stew pot stirred and everything like that. And when it gets cheap, that's when these vultures come in and they just go and jump and grab. That's the name of their game. And they've got all your pension funds and everything invested over there too. So yeah, sorry about that, but it's there. During the first quarter of 2022, they delivered a select portfolio of premium shows. I'm trying some stuff, guys. I cut myself off and try to stop myself. Unfortunately, Kage, as you know, as I cut myself off because I know that it won't make it to the show what I say because I can't speak freely, unfortunately, because I got duct tape on my mouth sometimes. Right there, Kage.
Yeah.
I should do what Owen Schroyer did and just duct tape his mouth and just say I got banned, huh? Because couldn't talk about the economy freely apparently.
Yeah,
But
tape face, like tape face.
I should just do the duct tape face on me. I got banned. Hey, it helped out though. We got more people following us on Getter now because of the banned material that we had. And it wasn't anything bad. It was just talking about the economy, but you can't talk anything bad about the regime because you get censored. And I was just talking economic news. That's all I was doing is sharing the news that's out there that wasn't on the Google machine. But it wasn't conspiracy theory. It was just actual news. But like I said, the censors over there, they just come and get you there. The new strategy cemented our market leadership for yielding healthy financial performance. Mr. Yu Gong, founder and director and chief executive officer for IQIY. Going forward, we'll adhere to the same strategy, which creates value of stakeholders within our ecosystem, including our users and shareholders. Their gross margin expanded 3 quarters and reached a historical high for the first quarter in 2022. The operating expenses, on the other hand, decreased. Hey, at least their operating expenses decreased consistently over the last 3 quarters. That is good there, Kage. When you're trying that's one good highlight because on this show we're fair and we will point something out if something is good. We won't care. Just because we don't like investing over there doesn't mean we're gonna gloss over the good things that they're doing, right, Kage? We're not like the Alphabet News.
Yeah.
We don't carry
we
the cooler
want
for
to
one side.
shoot people straight and just make sure that they know that we don't want to see them make bad decisions.
Yeah, if it's not my type of stock or not the type of stock Kage messes around with, it doesn't mean that you shouldn't buy it. You know what I'm saying? You have to do what you think is best for you. We're just giving our opinion. It doesn't mean we're right. No, it doesn't mean we're right. We're just stating how we feel. So if you disagree with that, that's great. We need to disagree. We can't agree upon everything because that would be really dumb in this world if everybody agreed with everybody. What do you have on the twits that's exciting for us there, Kage?
How about this one from Wei Kido? He says, I'm bullish. IQ. I'm afraid it's a pump and dump today. Still holding my 8.8 average.
Yeah, it looks like the past since what? November, December-ish. It's been pump up the gym all the time. And so, and it's interesting that all of a sudden, Asia stocks are specifically CCP stocks are popping up everywhere. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
That's weird that they're
Yeah,
popping on the top
you
percentage.
know something is terribly wrong with that
Yep,
picture.
and like I said, you're not going to see me and Kage come up here with a Kramer and with the pom-poms out, shaking them out. This is the best economy ever. Today, you guys are going to make wheelbarrows full of money on the show. Yes, you are. No, we're not going to say that.
No,
We're going to point out.
we want to make sure that they invest in companies that they believe in, something that's worthwhile, and we don't want them to make bad decisions. So we're trying to get as much information out as possible.
Hey, that's why the show a couple times got banned. They did say on the good thing, Kagi, that you're not going to get a strike on the channel. So that was the good news. Hopefully this one can make it to publishing. We'll see what happens, and we'll see what the powers that be have. It says on the first quarter 2022 highlights going with this, the average daily total number of subscriber members on the quarter was 101.4 million compared to 105.4 million the same period. 2021, 97.0 million, fourth quarter 2021. The average daily number of subscribing members, excluding individuals and the trial memberships for a quarter was 100.8 million compared to 104.3. Going forward again, not that I saying I'm going to trade this one, but what always counts, Kagi, when you have companies like this and everything, what's one of the first things investors always look for even before it even hits the market?
Is it being talked about? Is it being is the volume or the percentage going up?
It's memberships. Memberships. When I worked for an IT firm, to be named later, when they were calling people and telling them they had viruses on their computers, but the people that we trained are idiots and basically were misleading people because they were just blundering idiots and didn't know what they were talking about. They would always say memberships. We always have to get memberships. We were trying to make it we're trying to make it on the stock market, so memberships count for everything. You always got to sell a membership all the time, membership. But guess what? That company no longer exists anymore because they sucked. So they just put people loop-de-loop-de-loop because they sold memberships.
Yeah, they put them on the carousel and they milked them for all they're worth.
Yeah, basically, and that milk ran out because the customer got pissed because of poor service. But this is a different scenario. They're having positive membership growth, so we have to look at that when we're making a decision if we are looking into a stock, and they have positive growth there. Looks like 8% over year to 4% quarter over the 4% quarter. So with that, again, I'm not out taking the pom-poms out and cheering for the company. So some of you could think I am. I'm just pointing out that, hey, we have to point this out because we're realists. We call it as we see it. Membership revenue services was RMB 4.5 million, 705.4 million, increasing 4% year over year. So you have that. It's an increase in ARM, and they've launched a variety of premium content to elevate user experiences. So you have that, Kage. What else do you have on the Twitch? Just fire me away some comments here.
How about this one take from Martea? He says, IQ bullish. Regardless of all the negative comments, I still believe you will be surprised Thursday morning. Rocket ship, glass of wine.
Yeah. Well, let's see. I guess you got your. I don't know what you got there. And then tomorrow will be sell off Friday, Skilo Friday, and you can speed on the highway. Do you have any bulls out there? Is there anyone surprisingly on some of these stocks from CCP stocks? Is there any bears out there?
I can't see bears in the comments.
Really?
No, not very many bears. How about this take from
if you can't find one, I like Sweetcast actually. What does he got going on? He's a regular on the show.
He says he brings his receipts in his comments in the chart. He says unusual options observed. IQ with our scanner on $4 call expiring the 20th of May. Worth 34K bearish. Bull. All of these orders are sweeps, meaning multi-exchange orders that take on all liquidity from the options market to fill them. Still don't understand.
Interesting. Well, we'll just have to. And you're saying on here there is no bears at all as far as it going down, because
Not that I can immediately talk about
can
that
you
have
can you
their
can you scroll
have their
can you scroll at least 2 or 3 pages back, because someone is going to come on, someone's going to do their DD and they're going to look back on you, Kage, and they're going to nail you. They'll nail you on the boards, man. They'll come in hot on you. I'm telling you.
Oh, how about this take from a Junov239? He says bearish for this one. He says IQ looking for $3.63 to go long. Pipe dream, buddy. Pipe dream.
That's what he's saying. He's saying pipe dream, huh? Looks like cost of revenues on this was decreasing 6%, 16% year over year, primarily to lower content during the quarter. Content costs and component cost revenue was RM 4.4 billion to 693.5 million, decreasing 19% year over year. Decreased content cost resulted from the improvement in strategy. So there you all have it. That's it there. You possibly could see a video over the weekend where we could be demoing some more things, products from our friends at Influencer. So be on the lookout for that. Sorry we didn't have too many other shows there. We had some technical difficulties, and we have sometimes I'm technically difficult, and so is Kage. Just kidding. But do you have anything else to add there, Kage, at all?
For this stock, I probably would say, given its graph, what people are saying about it, and its association with the CCP and everything, I would say give it a wide berth, and watch it, but don't go in on it.
Yep. And what I always say is don't make it a dog show. Be careful, be safe on the weekend. No booze and boats, guys, and all that stuff. Do the boats and booze at the lake. Don't just
do them separately.
Stay out of the boat.
Do it separately.
Don't get behind the wheel. Yeah, beat yourself or something like that. But just don't make it a dog show. And good night now.